Fellas, welcome to the counselor's office. I'm Mr. Gaming Counselor. Before we even do anything, because I don't want to forget, because I am really bad at it, shout out to the members. You guys are awesome. I'm just really bad at doing outros, so I'm doing it now. You're awesome. You're amazing. Thank you for supporting the channel. But if you want to support the channel, subscribing, watching the videos is good enough for me. Those are the people, super scholars and ultimate scholars who want to go the extra mile. I appreciate you and all that you do. But watching the channel is always supporting the channel. So here at the channel, we're gearing up for a lot of new things to happen. One, Destiny Rising is on the horizon. We've got Borderlands 4. We've got the actual release of Battlefield. We've got Pokemon ZA. And then whatever else comes to Destiny 2, because Destiny 2 also has its own, shebang bang going on. So we've got a lot going on. I've returned to my work. Summer break's over. Things like streaming is condensing videos. I've already taken days off, like weekends. Usually it's kind of like weekends have always been my time off. And so sometimes I do a video, sometimes I don't. So this fine Sunday, I'm giving you a beautiful video, a conversation to talk about that has kind of come up, but it is a very interesting conversation because we're talking about Destiny 3. That's right. When you think Destiny 3, you're two parties. You're like, you hate it or you love it. But I think most people at this point in the state of the life of Destiny want Destiny 3. Let's just jump into it. Why are we talking about that? Because we've got streamed last night. Battlefield. We have drop frames. I don't know much about it, but we have Glad who's posting this, and Glad is kind of like he likes Destiny, but he's been doing a lot of variety content, and he's kind of stepped away from Destiny hardcore. Like obviously he does challenges and stuff, and that's kind of where he lives. He's a challenge guy. He does Dark Souls challenges. He does other game challenges. That's where he lives in. But he's not afraid to criticize Bungie. He's not a Bungie ball fondler. He's out there to give those raw takes. He doesn't give a shit. Where have I heard that before? Where we heard that before? Not giving a shit. So, but we have Glad. It's wild to hear this and feel the validation for folks who don't even play Destiny or who barely do. Bungie not resetting everything and dropping a Destiny 3 will always be the biggest throw of all time and a huge head scratcher for the rest of my life. So let's watch the clip. I've already watched the clip, but I'm going to react to it. I'm going to go ahead and already min-max the sound for y'all beautiful people. We're going to watch this clip. It's a podcast. I know of Code Carnage. I don't know anyone else on this podcast. I don't know who they are, but they're not Destiny players. I've heard of Code Carnage. Just don't know much about him. So this is interesting to hear. 3 people I've never heard of before. I know Code Carnage is pretty popular. That's as much as I know.
It seems to like it's so hard to not look at Bungie and not look at the state of Destiny 2 right now and think like if they would have ended Destiny 2 a year ago when they finished their big 10-year story and dropped Destiny 3 and restart that thing, like that seems like a sure. We're not game CEO, but that seems like a sure win.
What's even?
I don't think this whole, like, people use this argument. You're not a CEO. You're not a developer. You wouldn't, like, you backseat development. Bitch, we're consumers. I think the best people to listen to when it comes to what is going to sell should be from your consumers or from people outside who don't even play Destiny, who would maybe actually come in and play Destiny. The idea because you're not a developer, you can't have an opinion on what Bungie should have done is nonsense. If you consume video game content, you already have a right, especially first-person shooter or looter shooters, you have a right to have some input into that because you're a possible consumer, a customer. They say the customer's always right. It's not really true, but businesses will try to cater to that train of thought, because if you don't and you treat all your customers like ass, they will leave. Where have we seen that before? Totally not in Bungie's player count.
Julia once again. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
I was going to say, Julia, once again, right on the money. All they had to do was Destiny 3.
Yeah.
That's all they had to do.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
You do Destiny 3 and you're gonna get a lot. You're gonna get a bunch of this. Like, here, take my money. Take my money. That's what's gonna happen. You do Destiny 3, you get all the bells and whistles, which we'll talk about what I think the bells and whistles should be. Here my money. Here, you want it? This get free money. And what's this? More people who would never play Destiny 2 are actually going to try a new game called Destiny 3. And it's a new story. Where have we heard that? A new saga? Man, it almost feels like that should have been maybe another game.
And what's even wilder is like not only is that all they had to do, they were clearly at least okay at doing it. They had a full player base. Their players wanted that. They were asking for it. It's like you literally had a layup at that point. Like all you had to do, your player base was like, just give it to us and we'll make you successful. And Bungie was like, no. We're not going to do that. We'd rather give you, instead of giving you what you want, we'd rather give you a bunch of other people's art in a rehashed game you've already played 20 times.
Oh man.
Yeah. Sounds pretty good.
I mean, that's the second trend that they chased, right? They chased Concord for live service, and then they chased the like Tarkov style game with Marathon, and that's not.
So I'm a little confused about the Concord. I mean, because Destiny's been around before Concord. They were so here to what I imagined what was going to happen before they split from Activision was they were going to make Destiny Call of Duty where there was going to be like every year a new game, or every other like several years there was going to be a new game, which honestly would have had some pros and cons. I think at the rate that it was going, it would have been bad for Destiny, but at the same time, I do think like cutting old consoles would have helped some of the issues with the game. Now, real MMOs, you keep all the content mostly. Sure, there's people have shown examples of like even in World of Warcraft, there's like a list of stuff that they did vault, but compared to the list of stuff that's in the game, it's astronomically like bare minimal. It's whatever, right? And it was like events stuff too. It wasn't even like the biggest stuff. But absolutely, there's been proof that some MMOs do remove some content, but they add more than what's being taken away. Whereas Destiny is just constantly taking and taking and taking and taking. At that point, you might as well just do a new fucking game. If people are paying for content, I would rather have multiple versions of a game, Destiny 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and go back to that and play that content that I paid for, than to have you constantly remove said content. And they have been. All seasonal content has been removed from the game. And sure, Bungie slowly, bringing it back down. Sure. They're slowly putting some stuff back in. Meanwhile, 90% of the game is still soft sunsetted.
Not even out, but it seems pretty dead in the water.
So you think you want Destiny 3, but you don't. I didn't even play Destiny 2. I know that Destiny 3 was wanted.
You think you want... Okay, that is a statement and a half that we keep saying. Where's it at? Here we go.
So you think you want Destiny 3, but you don't.
You think you want Destiny 3, but you don't. Let's hold on to that nugget.
I didn't play Destiny 2. I know that Destiny 3 was wanted because of how many Destiny players I heard screaming for it.
Yeah.
I'm not even a Destiny player, and I knew people wanted Destiny 3.
Yeah.
I mean, some people they like living in that world. It's like it's where they want to be, so they want more of it.
Cute kitty.
And it's like Bungie was just like, no, or you don't get more of it.
Yeah.
No.
So now they're all finding other games. And
exactly. It is crazy that non-Destiny players are realizing that even the player base is already leaving and playing other games.
Instead of being in Destiny 3.
So let's go ahead and fix this back up because the music's going to be blaring in your ears. Woo! Absolutely. It's crazy that non-Destiny players have figured it out. So he mentions that he reads a comment. You think you want Destiny 3, but you don't. There is this first off, we can all admit the reason why people did not get Destiny 3, part of it was because of content creators. Astrocross did a video a while back that pretty much essentially during a summit that Bungie asked about Destiny 3 and everyone said no, they did not want it. And who has been listened to mostly currently? Content creators. And if you think that Bungie is not listening to content creators, you are wrong. Bungie is a symbiotic relationship. Bungie is hyper aggressively boosting content creators, showcasing content creators, giving subscribers like bits, gift subs, all that shit, giving highlights to their channels, constantly bringing up and talking about their fan favorite streamers, people who bring the butter to the toast. It's a symbiotic relationship. So to think that they would not listen to the people whose jobs is Destiny as well, like Bungie's job is Destiny, and so is content creators. They work together. It is just, let's get out of this fantasy wonderland where people think that, oh, that's not how it is. That's how it is. Destiny, like Bungie is not doesn't even hide it. It's hyper aggressive. I think more so than most other games. Like obviously other games have worked with content creators like Call of Duty, even Borderlands had content creators come, but not to the point that Destiny does. Like Bungie's lifeblood is content creators. So content creators say, no, we don't want Destiny 3. Guess what happens? We don't get Destiny 3. Now, do I think should content creators shoulder all the blame? No. I think a lot of it is incompetence from Bungie. Financial, they put all their eggs in the basket of Marathon, and instead of doing like a Destiny 3, and let's be honest, they also did side projects like Matter or Dark Matter, where the hell it's called. I think it's Matter. And then there was not in the works, but in the talks, there was a different Destiny IP that got canned. There's been constantly Gummy Bears was also another game, but that's been uprooted and taken control by Sony. Like you have all these incubation projects. You have the failed project of Marathon because they're trend chasing. They're trying to catch money. And all these resources are being pulled away from Destiny. And instead of making a Destiny 3, because they're listening to content creators are saying, no, we don't want that. Okay, we're just going to continue bleeding Destiny 2 as much as possible to milk our new Marathon, which is already at death's door before it even launches. It's dead on arrival at this point. It is crazy that these non-Destiny players have seen the problem and have echoed the same thing, that the majority of the community does want Destiny 3, and it should have been. It was the perfect layout. And instead of getting Destiny 3, we got Destiny 2.0, 0.1 or whatever, where essentially they tried to make Destiny 3 in Destiny 1, and it has issues because they're trying to soft sunset 90% of the game and act like it doesn't exist while trying to take said content. It's funny because people like, you think you want Destiny 3, and let's look at some of these comments. Because players want Destiny to be a game they invest in over a long period of time. Sure, a reset will bring in a new casual players, but you'll also see many people check out when they realize that this isn't a long-term game and it becomes just another title people look for every few years. People want to grind, collect, etc. I think that this misses the point that 90% of the game is already soft sunset. Every armor from every piece of the game is, except for the new stuff, the portal, is essentially useless. All the I want to collect shit, it's already useless. Oh, all the weapons you collected, eventually it's going to be useless. It's essentially useless. We've already got stuff that's already replacing some of the best stuff in the game, like, which is something that was already happening, but it's more aggressive now. It's more aggressive to the point because the tier system and now the featured system with increased damage, which all this plays a part into the end game of Destiny of wanting the big shiny tier 4, tier 5 juicers. It's already happening. So this illogical argument that people are coming up with in their mind that I don't want Destiny 3 because I'm going to have to regrind. Bitch, you already are. We went to power level 10. People are already complaining about how egregious grinding to 450 is. The armor is all ass. You don't give a shit about weapons or armor until you start getting tier 3, which is essentially what Destiny was before Edge of Fate came out. Is that tier 3 is essentially crafting and the armor that we used to have. So you have to get to level 300 before you can actually play the game at what it was at base. So the whole concept of people just want to be able to grind and collect and all that needs to have some fucking meaning. It doesn't have meaning now because Bungie threw meaning out the fucking window with this reset, which they should have just made Destiny 3 at this point. And the argument that, this is a perfect argument. The Destiny community, we want Destiny 3. We get Destiny 3. Destiny, why is my vault and everything I've earned up to now gone? Seemingly fairly logical why we aren't getting D3, or rather we shouldn't. It is crazy because your vault is pretty much gone anyways. All that armor, useless. Absolutely fucking useless. Weapons, it's going to eventually become useless. They're working on making them useless. So this whole this counter argument that people are deluding themselves, and imagine it's everyone with a check mark, content creators. Who would have thought? Wow. Isn't it crazy how people are bitching about, we get a new game, Destiny 3, and there's not going to be enough content to satisfy people. Hello. What do you think the portal is the same damn problem? At least if we got Destiny 3, it would be new content. It may not be a lot of new content, but at least it would be new content. We have literally a brand new expansion, and instead of playing that, we're grinding the portal, which is a bunch of old shit. Which I like the portal. I'm glad we're revisiting older spots in the game have been neglected, like taking parts of the game that are just really nice assets that just aren't ever used. But it's still old shit that's been in the game for years. Like we're trying to sell, like Bungie's done like this grand slam, like Destiny 3 is going strong. At this point, they could do Destiny 3 and no one's gonna miss anything. And the argument, where's my vault? It's in Destiny 2. Go back and play it. It's still there. I can go to Destiny 1 and everything is still in my vault. I can play Destiny 1 and play with all the weapons and god rolls. I can still play and enjoy said game. Like anyone who's trying to make this argument that we shouldn't have Destiny 3 because, we're going to get reset. Bitch, you already have been reset. Like, I don't understand how stupid some of these content creators are. And I'm glad that Glad is willing to call it out. Even non-Destiny players, most of the community wanted it at Destiny 3. It is just content creators. The mobile game has more than what we've ever had in Destiny. I have no idea why or how, but in general, Bungie threw so hard that it's just going to get absorbed by Sony, which is true. At this point, how many of the original Destiny members are there anyway? Sad. Hopefully someone will fill the niche of that genre soon. I mean, seriously, what is this? What is this? Are you serious? Destiny 3 we're gonna lose a lot of players if we make Destiny 3. People have already checked out. Let's be honest. The people who are going to check out are content creators. That's it. Because which is weird. You'd think content creators would like grinding something new and fresh. You would think. But I guess maybe because everyone would be at such an equal playing field, it would be a lot more work for them, and they would rather just crank out, keep all their gear and then just get like a few new things that they can do their guides on. Like, here's the best gun in the game. And for like the 50th fucking time, it's just a shitty scout rifle that people want to glaze. But they're like, my name is Joe Tony, and I'm here to tell you how to kick ass in trials and one shot, Peter Griffin with the scout rifle. That's right. Bungie's now doing a crossover with Family Guy. Peter Griffin is the new villain for the DLC. The best scout. Wow. Best scout rifle ever. Maximum DPS. Like, Yeah, you know I'm being facetious, but you know exactly what I'm saying. That's all they care about. That's all content. They don't actually give a shit. They want people to stay in one microorganism, right? They want to stay right here. They want to milk it for what they can. They want Bungie to continue to pump out content so that they can make videos and make money because their rent depends on it. They don't give a shit about you. They don't give a shit about me. They don't give a shit about Bungie. They just care about making sure that they make that money because their bills rely on it. Destiny 3 makes no sense. Just delete your account and start over. Just don't see the point of it unless Sony forces a new engine. You just answered your own fucking question, you dumbass. You just literally, like, it makes no sense, then proceeds to give a singular good reason why it makes sense. People who argue for D3 swear seem to forget that it will literally suffer the same issues as the previous, especially if they want to make it on the same engine. Again, you literally just answered why they should do a D3. It's people just don't realize that they make their own counter arguments. You're right, which is why that they should not make it on the same engine. That's how you make D3, not on the Tiger engine. Made even worse by the spiritual shift to Marathon that essentially is dead on arrival at this point, Bungie is the latest victim of making games purely as a money sink instead of making good games first. Bungie decided a long time ago they want to make games rated T for teens and not for M for mature, and there are no people in that demo that care in a physical impact way about Destiny 2 or 3. It's just all the old head Bungie fans. Who in a physical impact way that Destiny, it's just, oh, what are you talking about? Who gives a physical? Who gives a shit about monetary? Are you going to tell me that this is really making the bank for Bungie right here? I mean, there's a reason why Sony's had enough and is now taking over. If you think that's it, listen, if Bungie was successful, if Destiny was successful and was making good money, do you think Sony would have absorbed them? No. If Bungie was doing things right, then Sony would leave them the fuck alone. You're doing, I'll give an example. In my job, we have different team groups that we have to do specific parts at the job. And the district, the bosses of the bosses come to each part of different schools and to see if these groups are following, specific guidelines. We often have them come and check us out and say, hey, you guys are doing your own thing. The system is working. You're doing a great job. We're not going to tell you how. You just keep doing what you're doing. You're meeting all our expectations and more so. Keep doing it. We're not going to bother you. Isn't that crazy? Even though we're not actually, doing it verbatim exactly the way that everyone else is doing it. We're doing our own thing, but we're doing it in a way that actually is getting results that they want. So they're leaving us alone. That's how it would be with Sony. If you get results, they're going to if you are cooking, you are a chef in the kitchen and you are making masterpieces. You are making God tier food. They're not going to tell you to stop what you're doing. Sony's going to let you sit there and cook, cook. But Bungie, the only thing getting cooked is the player numbers. The only thing getting cooked is Bungie's, staff members, because I'm sure there's going to be layoffs. When the CEO comes out and cooks Bungie to tell them to get off their asses and do something, you know that they're not successful. They're not doing what they should be doing. It's very blatant that it's very obvious that Bungie needs to get their head out of their asses. The answer to this is very simple. Revamp D2's UI once in a while, changing enemy spawns. No, see this. The problem with this is that one, the engine is still a problem. Two, it's like putting new paint on an old car. Eventually, it becomes too fucking old, and you gotta. It's time to move on. It's time to buy a new car. You can continue to fix it up and put paint on it, but it eventually becomes too much of a cost sink. That's just not worth it. Even if Edge had been the beginning of Destiny 3, marketing and hype over a flashy new number goes a long way. It's a huge reason why Gears of War 3 put Xboxes into houses that never had one. That shit was plastered more than the Avengers movies. That's not wrong. I can only surmise you didn't want 3 if you were absolutely okay with how spaghetti the code is with every single thing they add, breaking 5 other things because you play 4 strikes a week and get off, or you're still playing on PS4 in 2025. Or you're a content creator that desperately just doesn't want Destiny 3. That's a perfect example. New engine. This is why you should do Destiny 3. New engine, cutting old consoles, so no longer do they have to support old gen consoles. We can have brand new systems. We can do things that in Destiny 2 you currently can't do. Like, we can move into more, instead of just being a Halloween Mask MMO, we can start moving into actually being a real MMO. Like, that's a reality that can happen here. We could become more and more of a real looter shooter MMO. But Bungie currently is handicapped by the engine and by Destiny 2. Like, they just did a massive overhaul and broke the entire game. It's just not like 5 things. It's the entire game broke. Stats weren't working as intended. Super's not working. Exotics not working and broken. Hell, people couldn't play the game because there was bugs. Like, you couldn't move, you couldn't walk correctly, or your speed of walking and moving wasn't good enough. Banners not working. Like, encounters were breaking. You couldn't even play specific content because it was completely broken. Every time you try to load involved glass, the cutscene would break and you would the game would crash. Duality completely broken. There was other the final shape, you couldn't do that because it was broken. Like, this whole concept that people think that, oh, Destiny 3 wouldn't solve anything, you're fucking mentally retarded. Actually, I take that back. You're not mentally, you're just retarded. That's disgraceful to people who have mental handicapped. They actually have an excuse. Wonderful people that are punished. Unfortunately, we people are being punished with retards like you who think that it's there's no reason to have new stuff while we have to continue putting paint on an old car. Unfortunately, you are allowed to vote and continue to make choices for the countries that you live in, and that's very unfortunate. I do not say this with hate in one direction or the other, but Bungie went woke. Okay, I'm moving on. Absolutely, the problem that I have just continued to pile up with Destiny 2 over the years. To a breaking point, I could write a 20-page paper on everything, to be honest. It's saddening to see Bungie go a route that they have been mismanaging a game that meant a lot to me and many others. Even if Marathon looked good, I wouldn't play it all. And I think that's a good another point. The point that was made up top about Gears of War, putting a new number and starting fresh allows people to come back and take another chance. There are some people that are done with Destiny who will never return, no matter what happens. There's people who are gone because the game is too fluffy, and Bungie's trying to remove that by like soft sunsetting. Guys, you don't have to care about the rest of the fucking game. We soft sunset it. It's still there, but we're gonna act like all that paid content doesn't exist anymore. Come play Destiny. That's not how that works. People are never gonna touch Destiny because it's too bloated. There are people that will play Destiny 3 because it's a fresh start and they feel like they can be at the same page. Granted, the whole progression system was supposed to do that, but yet you can obviously see it didn't really change much, did it? It didn't really change much. The grand Destiny 3 changes in Destiny 2 scheme really didn't play off, huh? It didn't do it. Why Destiny 3 wasn't at least in a pre-production phase around the Witch Queen is insane to me. Recently bought by Sony, the story started gearing itself for the final shape, and player sentiment was at all-time high for the future of the game. Top 5 fumbles of all time. And that's another thing. I think the final shape had the most hype since Witch Queen. I think there was a lot of hype going into Lightfall because of Witch Queen, but then it just outright, it was a fumble, right? It was an outright fumble. Unfortunately, Lightfall kind of killed the momentum, and then the final shape kind of clawed back up the mountain and brought it back. Also, thanks to Into the Light, really salvaged the mood of the player base and got people excited. But the final shape overall was a fairly good conclusion. It wasn't perfect, no. Was it as great as I would like it? No. Did I have massive issues with it? Yes. But overall, it was a good expansion. It was enjoyable, and I'm okay with it. Unfortunately, I never did a brutally honest review of it, but I was okay with the final shape. That was the time to move into Destiny 3 because people were announcing Destiny 3 at the very end, like as a tease, would have kept some of the people that were hopping off the train like, okay, we're moving from a new game. I'm willing to try out this new game, right? Bungie didn't take advantage of that. It feels frequent that we see this with games now. For me, it was WoW Classic Plus after WoW Classic Vanilla circa 2021, maybe 22 after Classic included a Star Wars Skyrim style RPG instead of Outlaws, ground exploration, Skull and Bones, COD, too many examples. I don't know what you're talking about, but okay. Franchises need a reset or an ending. This half-baked private equity squeeze of the fan is so corporate. With the current state of D2, D3 is never happening, sadly. And yes, I do want to point out there's a difference of whether they should or they could. We can all agree we have no faith that Bungie in the current state could do Destiny 3. We can agree on that. We can shake hands. I'm not saying that I think Bungie could do it. I don't. But should they have done it? Yes. Could they have asked for Sony's help and maybe get some assistance if they swallowed their pride? Would they have to make some leverages, like give up some control of the company? Probably. Is it already happening that they're giving up control of the company? Yes. So at the end, would have the smarter decision would be to work on D3, ask for some outside help from Sony, and make a product that maybe would have turned things around? Yeah, I think that is something that they should have done. But it's obviously they didn't, and whether they could, I don't think they can at this moment, especially with all the money sinks that they've put and did on with Marathon and all these incubation projects. I think Bungie went way too wide. They got too. They saw the leaders had too many dollar signs. They saw all the money, and they got greedy. And that's how it is. How the cookie crumbles. Yeah, they should have, not gonna lie, Destiny Rising, a huge reason why I think it would have worked. And I do think that Destiny Rising is a massive, is going to be a great pilot test because people are excited. Over like 10 million people have pre-registered to play Destiny Rising. That goes to show you that people are still excited for the franchise. Yes, it's mobile, and mobile's easier access. It's free to play. All those things play a part into why there's 10 million. However, Bungie likes to showcase Destiny as free to play. They could make Destiny 3 free to play and market a model similar to Warframe or other free to play games, like especially like Fortnite. If they're going the route of Fortnite, you might as well make it free to play as well. But at this point, they're already taking aspects of gacha games anyways. Like, look at the event. Look at the events, man. Look at the store. It's mtxgacha.com. Like, they're taking some of the similar aspects of gacha games already. So in my main point is that Destiny Rising will be a case study that we'll see, we'll observe, and we'll see how if excitement is enough to keep people around, is if people are going to actually play Destiny Rising long term, or if it's something that they quickly consume and move on. We'll see. We're going to find out. Damn, I would love a fresh Destiny experience. And I think that's what a lot of people want. They want something fresh and they want to experience something new. Destiny 3 would kill the game and the in-game players. They would just go back to D2 when the game gets stale. With D3, you would most likely lose all movement tech we had, i.e. wall skating, shadow skating, plus no eager. The hundreds of dollars of emblems I spent, I could care less about D3. 3 things that are wrong with this. 1, endgame players would go back to D2. people still go back to older Call of Duties. That's fine. That's why that it's still there. People are already going back and playing. Here's the idea. People think that you need to be playing one singular game all the time. But there's a difference from playing a singular game all the time and just never touching it again. Like, there's coming back and touching something, but then never touching it again. That's not how you keep a game alive. There's coming back and, playing the game, investing time into it, and then also playing other games. It's funny that we're talking about endgame players. Endgame players, the people, if you said that Destiny 3, you would have a player number like this, but you would lose all these people, I think that that's okay. Take the 45K out of the 300K players. Boo-hoo, bye-bye. Listen, I'm an endgame player too. Stop your bitching. Stop your bitching. Like, it is funny that people like to think that the game should revolve around them only. With D3, you would most likely lose all movement tech, i.e. well skating, shadow skating. Okay, so that's tech is unintended. It's not intended at all. It was never intended. So demanding that we don't make a Destiny 3 because there were movement exploits that weren't intended, that Bungie is allowed to continue to exist, is fucking stupid. Guys, you can't make Fallout, you can't make any Bethesda games because it doesn't have the same buggy glitches from Skyrim. No, you can't make it. No, I don't want to lose the buggy glitches. Plus, no eager. By the way, I love that we're bitching about no eager perk when they could literally introduce a sword of eager edge. And the hundreds of dollars of emblems I spent. I'm telling you now. I'm telling you now. Every time. There is nothing worse than the Destiny community when it comes to emblems. The Destiny community is the dumbest, most insufferable gamers I have ever met when it comes to fucking emblems, because I've spent hundreds of dollars on emblems. I'm telling you now, if you buy emblems like they're NFTs, go fuck yourself. You deserve to get railed in the ass. You deserve to be pointed at and made fun of. That you would give a shit about, hey, new experiences or same old shit, but emblems. Guys, I don't want Destiny 3 because emblems, digital currency that, let's be honest, Bungie could port over your digital picture. Who's to stop Bungie from saying, hey, you know what's funny? Bungie could literally make all the emblems from Destiny 2 and sell them in the store and people would buy it. Here's all the Destiny 2 emblems. Day one contest ones. At the rate that Bungie's going, they're probably going to put day one emblems on sale anyways. Buy our rewards pass and just get the emblem for free. Trials. You want the flawless trials emblem? Spend $20 on Destiny 3 and you get to have it. I'm being very facetious, but it's still funny. You spend money on emblems for what reason? To show them off to less people? People like this guy are the problem. It's been 8 years. Move on. Game has run its course. The end game? You mean fucking solo? True! Holy shit! What end game? You mean fucking solo ops? Damn. If that isn't the best counterpoint to this fucking retard's comment, Destiny 3 would have been the easiest layup ever. Maybe some people leave or stay on D2 because they just want to hoard every mediocre role they have, but MO a good riddance. After Final Shade, the hype for a 3 was there, and they proved they have the narrative for it with. I don't know about that, Chief. They definitely. I don't agree. I don't agree. Anyone that argues, but I'll lose loot, numbers are pretty good because the Forbes guy said they were, or they just need to forget Marathon, don't get business, and don't want Bungie to win. They are trapped in the sunk cost fallacy. I fuck about what people who don't play Destiny probably haven't played Destiny in 8 years want from Destiny. You make the game the people who play the game want to play, not what attracts the number title players. Which is funny. This person completely ignores everything that was the 2-minute video. The guy literally says, I don't play Destiny, but I always hear from Destiny players that they wanted Destiny 3. It's not some imaginary bullshit. They literally said, hey, this is what I'm hearing from this community. They want Destiny 3, which is true. People want Destiny 3. People like Glad even championing it. Anyways, let me know what you think down below. A little ranty of a video, but took the time for your beautiful faces for this fine Sunday afternoon. Hit the like button, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel for more. As always, don't forget to game out.